A world in which only a few can afford housing is not sustainable. Everyone deserves a safe place to live. It can transform the quality of life of individuals and families. Today, however, most cities around the world are facing major challenges in providing safe and adequate housing for their people, especially cities that are growing rapidly and where the affordable housing options are limited. Even those who earn steady wages are unable to buy or rent affordable housing. Rent remains very high and out of line with incomes, forcing many to pay more than 50% of their income each month on housing. Welcome to another informative episode of Housing Development, a show where we discuss housing, affordability and accessibility to Nigerians. As always, I am Flora Ani, your housing diva. Let's see what is trending in the housing sector. I'll be back shortly.
The federal government, through Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria Rent-to-Own scheme, has concluded plans for Nigerians who live and work in Adamawa and also contribute to the National Housing Fund to become proud owners of one of 40 units of houses at the FMBN estate behind Shagari Quarters, Yola Town, on a rent-to-own basis. The estate comprises one-bedroom bungalow, two-bedroom semi-detached bungalows, and three-bedroom semi-detached bungalows, priced at 3.4 million naira, 6.8 million naira, and 7.5 million naira, respectively. The Lagos State Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development has lauded Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on the employment of 70 town planning officers and 25 architects in the state. Speaking on this development in Alausa, the Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Idris Salako, praised the vision and magnanimity of the governor for not only choosing to reduce the army of the unemployed, but also filling the physical planning sector of the state with the required manpower. Dr. Salako recounted how the ministry was already top-heavy and required the injection of fresh blood to make delegation of responsibility seamless for the growth and development of the system. Going further, the Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development charged the newly employed to reciprocate the good gesture of the state government by dedicating themselves to the service of Lagos State. Enugu State Government has said it is determined to provide shelter for prospective homeowners in the state by delivering about 1,500 housing units for low and middle income earners before the end of the year. General Manager of Enugu State Housing Development Corporation, Chiemelie Agu, says having built 10 estates for the rich, government is now focused on providing affordable housing for low-income earners, including civil servants in the state. To buttress the commitment of government in this regard, Agu states that housing construction had started at the Coal City View estate at Ugu Onyema for construction of the first phase of 100 units of one-bedroom, two- and three-bedroom apartments. Agu says that the intention of government at the Coal City View estate is to provide 750 housing units, assuring that it would be completed before the end of the administration. International Development Finance Corporation, DFC, recently agreed to invest $40 million in Guatemala. A breakdown reveals a loan of $19.5 million to Guatemala-based real estate company Destino Desarrollos to aid in the construction of approximately 2,000 homes and associated infrastructure deemed affordable. With support from the U.S. Agency for International Development, AID, a loan guarantee of $15 million to Guatemala-based bank Interbanco to cover the local currency equivalent of $30 million in lending to micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in regions with large indigenous populations that experience high rates of out-migration, and an investment of $6 million in Brazil-based agriculture broker AgroAtlantic to aid in the expansion of a banana plantation in southwestern Guatemala. DFC was launched in 2020 to help businesses expand into emerging markets, foster growth, and improve lives in the developing world while reinforcing U.S. foreign policy and national security interests.
the full details of the news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Shanty towns are commonly referred to as quarter settlement, slums, inappropriate housing, informal settlement, or unplanned settlement. UN Habitat 2016 defines shanty towns as illegal or unauthorized settlement characterized by substandard housing made up of plastic sheets, corrugated metal, or cardboard boxes owned by impoverished people without tenure security. Now here is a focus on the voice of homelessness from the shanties of Mabushi.
Majority of homeless people in Nigeria are the nation's poor, accounting for a staggering 70% of its population, including 60% living in absolute poverty or only able to afford basic necessities such as food, clothing, and shelter. The spate of nationwide insecurity, fueled by armed conflict, insurgency, banditry, unemployment, and an all-time low performance of the economy, has increased the drift of people into major cities, including the Federal Capital Territory, in search of better job opportunities and lifestyle. But a proper shelter to rest in has remained an illusion.
We are the people who are just situated in this place. It's not as if it's our own land, but we are staying here with the consent of the owner of the land. We came out from different places, different states. We have people from Katsina here. We have others from Zamfara. We have others from Kaduna, Kano, different places. Like you see, everybody who's situated here, like I mentioned, we came out from different states. It's God's doing. The situation is so bad here. We don't live here with our wives. Based on the situation, all our children, wives are at home there. We came around to hustle and see how we are going to help them live better. Like you can see, because of the situation where we are living here, there is no toilet, no light, no water, and by the grace of God, for me, as I'm talking to you, I've been staying here for close to 12 good years now.
Although some of those who live in shanties, under bridges, and on the floor of market stalls are completely jobless and beg to survive, others are engaged in one business or the other. While some of these boys, called Merua, depend on delivering tens of 20 liters filled with water from boreholes to survive, many others, Maybola, dispose of refuse and afterwards search out scraps and other recycling items to feed themselves. Some of them work at bus stops, calling out for passengers in exchange for 50 naira, while a good number of them push wheelbarrows at nearby markets for as little as 50 naira or as high as 200 naira. A closer look at these places reveal a different kind of life, hidden from the ever-prying eyes of demolition officers.
What we do to survive here is liberal in the sight. If we have, we'll do. If we don't have, we look up to God and we sleep. Our prayers and pledges is God to give us peace and stability in the country so that we can live in peace. And we are praying for our leaders as well. And may God bless us with what we can feed ourselves. Most of the times you see destructions, killings, stealings, and the rest of other bad things that goes on in the country is as a result of idleness. So we are praying that you should make a provision for some of us to have something doing so that issues like this will not be recorded again. We beg for the government, governors, and even our head of entire Nigeria that they should look into the problems of people of our class. We survive strictly on site work, up and down doing. And if you can look at it since last year when the COVID-19 came around, I've never been able to travel home. I've been around site work here and there.
For many Nigerians within the Federal Capital Territory, trapped under the umbrella of homelessness, life is a potpourri of events. Many people who arrive the Federal Capital Territory with no support from family, loved ones, or the government hope for a better future is the only ray of light, and bridges are strategic parts of the city, the starting points. To mitigate the prevalence of homelessness for Nigeria's most vulnerable citizens, more work must be done, and quickly too, to provide support for the nation's poor and drastically reduce the number of people crying from the shanties.
At this point, the role of social housing is absolutely crucial. It provides a home for people who cannot otherwise access one. It builds communities and gives people support, which helps them to live healthy and happy lives. The importance of housing cannot be overemphasized, especially for the low-income earners in the society.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amen.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
Welcome back. The program is Housing Development. At times like this, one wonders why a landlord will serve his or her tenant a quit notice. With the present economic situation, it can be an emotional and worrisome time, filled with uncertainty. It is important for tenants who receive a quit notice to understand that this is the first step in the legal process and there are usually ways to remedy the situation. Now, on Voices on the Street, the question is, what would you do if your landlord gives you a quit notice now? Let's find out the reactions of some Nigerians.
You will give me some time for me to look up for a money to give you. Either you will give me for some time to look for another house and leave your house.
I will beg him if it can give me a little time for me to find another home and pack out. If you no agree, I know people where I can go to and beg them that this what is happening. This is the kind of situation I'm in for now. If they can help me, let me pack out.
You just have to give me a few time to try to sort myself out. I think maybe within that few time, maybe 3 months or something. I think so. I'll be able to get a place, move out. That's if my rent has actually expired. If it hasn't, then he has to allow me to stay till my rent has expired.
Actually, I will never blame him because he built the house to get income. But now the income is not coming, so he has to take another alternative. Can he continue to be helping people to be staying in his house for charity?
If I should be a tenant and my landlord give me a quick notice, I have to bear it.
I'm Leilani Farha, the UN Special Rapporteur, and I hope you'll keep watching the Housing Development Program.
One of the most prominent features of your house is your roof. Your roof will tell how old your building is. At Plus World, we pride ourselves in having the expertise and products to bring your roof back to life. While other roofing companies suggest removing the roof, we restore the roof with warranty assurance. Let Plus World Roofing recoat your old and fading roofs and make your roofs brand new. Our products are eco-friendly and completely harmless to human and the environment. We offer services that will sustain your roof's integrity and by extension, your property value. This includes roof repairs and maintenance for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. Our roof restoration solution saves you up to 70% the cost of replacing your roof. Contact Plus World Roofing today.
Some Nigerians there reacting to the question, what would you do if your landlord serves you a quick notice on Voices on the Street? All right, moving on, stakeholders in the housing and finance industry recently gathered with great enthusiasm at the launch of a great book, which is invaluable for investors, financial planners, and investment advisors. The Law and Practice of Real Estate Investment Trusts, authored by Hakeem Ogunniran, the CEO of Ezima Realty. Housing development crew covered the event. Now here are the sights and sounds.
Prominent players within the real estate sector, captains of industry, politicians and the media turned up in Abuja for the public presentation of a book written by Hakeem Ogunniran, Chief Executive Officer of Ezima Realty Company Limited. At the unveiling of the book, The Law and Practice of Real Estate Investment Trusts, Ogunniran said one of the driving forces for this work is showcasing on the global stage opportunities within the real estate sector in Africa, with a strong focus on Nigeria.
It's about generating conversations that will create an agenda for reform. And this is a thought that we're having for the past 3 months. And I'm really very happy and thankful to all of you for coming. There's not like African REITs. A REIT is a REIT anywhere in the world. There are standards that are what we call the variables. Once you take an asset class, if those variables are there, it becomes a REIT. If they are not there, it is not a REIT. No matter whatever way you want to describe it. And so that's the kind of conversation that we want to generate.
Managing Director of the Federal Housing Authority, Senator Gbenga Ashafa, delivering a goodwill message at the launch, revealed that the agency's 764-unit estate in Zuba is likely to be commissioned within the third quarter of 2021 and restated the federal government's commitment to deliver quality homes to Nigerian families, while stakeholders at the event lauded Ogunniran for his support towards the growth of the real estate sector in Nigeria and stepping up his game by contributing to the body of knowledge available to practitioners, a great way to grow the sector.
Every developer can agree with the fact that the beauty and attraction of all real estate endeavors is to get the products taken after construction. It is only that way that returns on investment is guaranteed. It is therefore necessary that we ramp up the pace at which our real estate market is transitioning from the cash and carry basis to the mortgage plan.
He said the book is well timed, and all capital market participants, lawyers, stockbrokers, issuing houses, registrars, shareholder associations, as well as academia, and the investing public will find the book a very useful guide. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot agree anymore. I cannot add anymore. Hakeem, congratulations. Welcome.
As Hakeem Ogunniran continues to receive commendations for his book, The Law and Practice of Real Estate Investment Trusts, there are calls for stronger affirmation that the real estate sector in Nigeria has what it takes to hold its fort on the global stage and pull in more investments.
My name is Munia Tagma. I encourage you to watch Housing Development.
Fully persuaded about the need for a more sustainable, modern, creatively crafted and functional design, Urban Shelter Limited has developed yet another masterpiece that so easily breaks the borders of creativity and dispels mediocrity. Well seated on over 210,000 square meters of land and marked for housing development, the Promenade Estate is located in an excellent part of the Federal Capital Territory, Lokogoma, a central point in Abuja, proximal to most places of relative significance and attraction and edged by multiple access roads where homeowners can swiftly meet up with schedules and appointments. Pushing the frontiers of communal living, the prominent estate has within its borders 2-bedroom and 4-bedroom semi-detached for the purpose of facilitating communal living, while homeowners have well-defined mutually exclusive spaces. The prominent estate appeals to the minds of intellectuals, professionals, and homeowners who have a thirst for a house that sits comfortably on global standard. Urban Shelter setting the pace.
The preparations for the 15th Abuja International Housing Show is in top gear as exhibitors and partners jottle for space to display their products and services come July 26 to 29, 2021 at the International Conference Center, Abuja, Nigeria. The event is a unifying platform for local and international stakeholders to interact and devise effective strategies for housing and construction industry development. The International Housing Exhibition will future product presentation, exhibition of building technology for affordable housing from different parts of the world, exhibition of home interiors, modern construction equipment, chemical and paint products, mortgage services, housing projects, interactive forums with high net worth participants. I will be rounded up with Nigerian Housing Awards 2021. You can afford to miss this year's edition of Abuja International Housing Show. Now, what does major stakeholders from the housing and finance industry endorse AIHS?
I've always liked the idea of Abuja International Housing Show. I've always supported AIHS. I see it as a unique platform to network, to learn, and to share experiences. This year, we are fully in support. And my book, the Read Book, we endorse AIHS. As a matter of fact, let me seize upon to inform you that during AIHS in July, we're going to create a track for real estate investment trusts and alternative investment asset classes, which we are going to build and introduce to people, teach. I'll be speaking there also as well, and by the grace of God, we will break a lot of frontiers in AIHS.
We are veterans of the Abuja International Housing Show. We see ourselves as part of the family. We endorse the Abuja International Housing Show. It is a must-attend event for anyone who is a player in this sector. The Family Homes Funds will be there. We expect our partners to be there. There will be a lot of opportunity to discuss new ideas, enhance our partnership, and look at opportunities for doing new things going forward. The Family Homes Fund will be there in a big way, and we look forward to seeing you all.
Abuja International Housing Show has been the baby of Hydroform. Since inception, I can tell you that we have never missed one. So we at Hydroform endorses Abuja Housing Show, and we recommend it to the general public, and we are using this platform to say you are going to miss a lot if you don't show up.
Abuja Housing Show is where new thinking, new ideas were being cooked, where paradigms are being shifted, where capacities are being built, where talents and new thinkings are being showcased, where new products are being showcased. It connects the demand side to the supply side, and it's not just a trade fair where you go to buy. You also buy not only material things, you get knowledge, because people do come all over the world to share their best practices. So best practices were shared, and people always leave the trade fair always enriched, always better. About 3-4 years ago, I made it compulsory for all my master students to participate in the fair. If they don't participate, then they cannot say that they have enriched program. If it's good for me, it's good for my students, it's good for all Nigerians. You have what you want. Are you looking for new ideas, new ways of doing what you have been doing and not getting results? Come, you will see someone who has tried new thinking and has gotten results. You want to enter into the market and you are just a novice, you want to learn. Come, you will have clear mind after the housing fair. So I'm really encouraging us that block those days block it in your calendar and really come there. You will be blessed. You did.
Abuja Housing Show is a unique platform. It's literally the one place where you can get the best minds in Nigerian real estate coming together and sharing ideas, and you can get all the information you need under one roof. And it's something we've been part of for a while, and we intend to continue being part of it. And we're looking forward to the one happening this July. We're going to be launching our store demand aggregator. It's a platform that we're creating that's to enable synergy amongst developers, especially for new build and off-plan homes, and make it possible for any Nigerian who has disposable income of 50K a month. There's no reason why you cannot be a real estate investor. I'm not talking about house you just live in. I'm talking about house you own for rental purposes. There's no reason why you can't be an investor, and that's what we're propagating, and that's what we're going to be sharing at the upcoming edition.
And it's a wrap on today's edition of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. Join me same time next week. Until then, do have a great day ahead. I remain Flora Ani, your Housing Diva.